Do this and she will return without a doubt. When you look at your phone, do you ever worry whether she's considering you? Can you tell whether her fingers are fiddling with the keys while she types, deletes, then types again? You relive past moments like watching a beloved movie, her laughter at your corny jokes, the glimmer in her eyes as she gazed at you, and those late-night conversations when everything else faded away. And suddenly there is complete quiet. Your desire for her return likely brings you to this place. And I'll tell you something that you might not believe right now. There is a way. The point isn't to beg, chase, or bombard her with texts about how much she means to you. In fact, you may feel strongly that you should do the exact opposite of what I'm going to advise you. Make sure you subscribe, like, and watch the whole thing before we begin, because if you don't, you might miss the one thing that changes your love life for the better. I'm not just going to give you some internet tips. I'm going to give you the precise frame of mind and actions that, when executed correctly, will always result in her return. Feelings of heartbreak are familiar to me. As the guy who sat in the dark looking at old photos and told myself she'd never return, I've been there. Aside from being the one who prompted her to seek out initially, I have also been the man who witnessed the unimaginable happen. Right now, this video is all about you. Through each episode, you will go from despair to optimism, from a period of quiet to the return of her knocking on your door. This is where it all begins. Chapter 1. The quiet force that retains her. Let's be honest. Right now you feel like reaching out to her. Every part of your body is screaming, text her, call her, just tell her how much you love her. You pick up your phone, you type a message, and then you stop. You wonder, if I send this, will it bring her back? Or will it push her further away? I want you to picture this for a moment. You're sitting alone in your room, maybe late at night, with your mind replaying every good memory like an endless loop. That first date, the time you held her hand in public and felt like the world disappeared. That one rainy night you both laughed so hard you cried. And now, silence. A silence that feels so heavy it's almost physical. You want to fill it. You want to break it. But here's the truth, and that silence is your biggest weapon. I know that sounds strange. It feels like doing nothing is giving up, right? But listen, when a relationship ends, emotions run wild. She might be angry. She might be confused. She might even feel like she's made the right decision. If you rush in with desperate words, she won't hear love and she'll hear pressure. And pressure makes people pull away, not come closer. Instead, you need to let silence do the work for you. And this isn't the cold, toxic silent treatment. This is the silence of self-respect. The kind of silence that says, I'm not going to beg for your attention. I know my value. I know what I bring. Think back. When you first started dating, you weren't calling her 24/7. You weren't constantly checking where she was. There was mystery. She had to wonder what you were doing. That wondering is what pulled her toward you. Here's what happens when you embrace silence. She starts to notice your absence. She notices the lack of texts, the lack of updates. At first she might feel relief, but soon that relief turns into curiosity. What's he doing? Has he moved on? Is he with someone else? And here's the psychological twist. Curiosity leads to interest, and interest leads to wanting you back. But here's the key. Your silence can't be empty. If you're just sitting in your room all day doing nothing, she'll eventually realize nothing's changed. Silence only works when it's backed by action in your life. Action she can sense even if she can't see you every day. So instead of sending that long emotional message, let the silence speak for you. Let it create the space for her to feel your absence. Because right now, the less she hears from you, the more she'll want to. Chapter: Embracing your new identity. Alright, so you've embraced the silence. But if that's all you do, she might just remember the same version of you she walked away from. You need to make her realize, without saying a word, that you're not the same man anymore. This is where self-transformation comes in. Let's rewind for a second. Think back to when she first started falling for you. What was it about you that pulled her in? Was it your confidence? Your ambition? That spark in your eyes when you talked about your dreams? Somewhere along the way, maybe you lost a little of that. Maybe life got comfortable and you stopped pushing yourself. Now is the time to bring that spark back and turn it into a flame. Here's the truth. Nothing is more attractive than growth, not fake. I'm doing this just to impress her growth, but real, genuine, unstoppable growth. You start hitting the gym, not because you want her to notice, but because you want to feel strong again. You start dressing better, not because you're trying to make her jealous, but because you deserve to look like the man you're becoming. You start learning new things, chasing old passions, building your own life care, because you're more than a relationship. Picture this. She's scrolling through her feed one evening, half bored, and suddenly she sees a picture of you. You're laughing, surrounded by people. You look healthier, sharper, more alive. She wasn't expecting that, and in that moment, a little voice inside her says, "What's going on with him? This isn't the man I left." That's when curiosity becomes attraction again. And here's the beautiful part. Even if she never came back, you'd still win. Because this isn't just about getting her back, it's about reclaiming yourself. It's about becoming the man who doesn't crumble when life hits hard. The man who knows his worth. The man who is magnetic because he's living fully, not waiting for anyone to give him permission to be happy. When you start improving your mind, body, and spirit, you shift the entire energy of the game. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop needing her to validate you and start becoming the man she needs, and once she feels that shift, it's almost impossible for her not to come back. Chapter 3. Sowing Humble Inquiry. So by now you've done two things right. You've embraced the silence, and you've started transforming yourself into the man you were always meant to be. But now comes the part that most men either mess up completely or overdo until it ruins everything. Planting curiosity. Here's the truth, that women are naturally curious about people they've shared deep emotional bonds with. No matter how the breakup happened, she still has mental tabs open on you. Even if she's trying to forget you, her mind will check in from time to time. What's he doing? Is he okay? Has he moved on? And your job now? Feed that curiosity, but never in a way that looks like you're trying to. Let me give you a picture. Imagine she's scrolling through Instagram late at night, not even thinking about you. Suddenly she sees a photo of you, not with a caption that screams, "Look at me," but something subtle. Maybe it's you sitting at a coffee shop, reading a book you once told her you'd always wanted to read. Or maybe it's you at the beach, not posing, but genuinely enjoying the sunset with friends. That single moment makes her stop. Her brain starts asking questions. Who's he with? Why is he smiling like that? Why didn't I know he liked doing that? And here's the magic. You don't give her the answers. Humans are wired to be drawn toward unanswered questions. It's the same reason you can't stop watching a TV series until you know how it ends. In her mind, she's writing new stories about you, and those stories make her feel closer again, even without direct contact. Now here's a warning. If you try too hard, you'll ruin it. If you start posting obvious "look how amazing my life is without you" content, she'll feel the neediness behind it. If you constantly share pictures with new women just to make her jealous, she'll smell the desperation. This isn't about showing her you're fine, it's about being fine and letting her catch glimpses of that life. The seeds you plant could be as small as posting a photo of a new book or skill you're learning, sharing a group picture where you're clearly happy, but she can't tell who's around you, mentioning an exciting plan in passing to mutual friends, knowing it might reach her. When you do this right, she starts to imagine herself back in your life, not because you asked her to, but because her mind wants to be there again. And the more she imagines, the closer she'll move toward making it real. Chapter 4. Reestablishing a bond. And then, it happens. You see her name pop up on your phone. Maybe it's just a short message. "Hey, how have you been?" Or maybe she likes an old post of yours out of nowhere. Your heart jumps. You want to type back, "I've missed you so much, let's fix everything." But wait, that's the trap most men fall into. When she reaches out, it's not an instant "we're back together" ticket. It's a door cracked open. And if you slam it by rushing in too fast, it'll shut again. Your job now is to slowly, carefully rebuild the emotional connection. Think of it like this. If you broke a glass once, you wouldn't glue it back together and immediately pour hot coffee into it, right? You'd test it gently, see if it can hold water again. Same with her heart. You start light. You talk casually, you make her laugh. You share something positive about your life without bragging. Avoid heavy relationship talk right away. Don't bring up the breakup in the first few conversations. Why? Because she's reaching out to see if she still feels good talking to you. If the first thing she gets is pressure, you'll remind her of why she pulled away in the first place. Instead, create new positive memories in small doses. If she remembers the warm, fun version of you, the one who made her feel safe, appreciated, and excited. Those old feelings will naturally return. Maybe you share a story about something funny that happened at work. Maybe you remind her of an inside joke you two had without making it overly romantic. These moments make her feel, I like talking to him. I forgot how much I missed this. Here's another secret. Let her do some of the chasing now. If she messages you, don't reply instantly every time. Show her that you're interested, but also that you have a life. That subtle balance will pull her in deeper. Over time, those small positive conversations will turn into longer ones. She'll start asking more personal questions. She'll share more about her own life. And without either of you forcing it, you'll feel that emotional bridge being rebuilt brick by brick. When the emotional connection is strong again, she won't come back because she feels guilty or lonely. She'll come back because she wants to, because in her mind, she's realizing you're not just the man she loved before, you're the man she wants for her future. Chapter 5. Demonstrating, not narrating. There's something I need you to understand. Words mean nothing without proof. You could tell her, I've changed 100 times. You could promise, I'm not the same guy anymore. But here's the truth. She's heard those words before, maybe from you, maybe from someone else. And after heartbreak, words feel cheap. What she can't ignore, though, is evidence. She can't deny what her eyes see, what her gut feels. Let's go back to the early days of your relationship. Remember how she noticed the little things? How you opened doors for her? How you listened to her dreams? How you followed through when you said you'd do something? That's what built her trust. Over time, maybe those actions faded. Now's your chance to bring them back, but not for show, not as an act. You see, showing is about living your truth so clearly that she feels it without you having to announce it. If you tell her you've become more disciplined, she might nod politely. But if she sees you consistently going to the gym, eating healthier, keeping your word, she'll believe it without you saying a thing. Here's the powerful part. When you show rather than tell, she feels safe again. Because deep down, attraction for women isn't just about looks or charm, it's about trust. Can she trust you to follow through? Can she trust that you're stable, grounded, reliable? This is why I tell you, don't send her, look how much I've changed messages. Live it instead. Let it naturally leak into the moments she sees. Maybe it's a mutual friend mentioning your new promotion. Maybe it's her stumbling upon a post where you're volunteering at a cause you care about. These aren't staged. They're real parts of your new life. And here's something many men overlook. The way you handle yourself in small interactions speaks volumes. If she reaches out and you reply with calm, positive energy instead of bitterness or overexcitement, she'll feel that shift in you. If you agree to meet and you show up confident, composed, and genuinely happy, she'll notice the difference instantly. Actions are what make her think, wow, he really is different now, and I like it. So in this phase, don't waste your breath on convincing her. Let your growth speak. Let your actions drip into her world until she can't ignore them. Because when she believes in your change, that's when her walls start to crumble. Chapter 6, When She Returns. And then, it happens. One day, without you expecting it, you'll feel the shift. Maybe it's in the way she messages you more often, in the way she laughs a little longer on calls, or maybe it's her suggesting you meet just to catch up. The moment you've been waiting for is here, but now you have a choice. You can rush in, desperate to lock her down again, or you can handle this like the man you've become. What she can't ignore, though, is evidence. She can't deny what her eyes see, what her gut feels. Let's go back to the early days of your relationship. Remember how she noticed the little things? How you opened doors for her? How you listened to her dreams? How you followed through when you said you'd do something? That's what built her trust. Over time, maybe those actions faded. Now's your chance to bring them back, but not for show, not as an act. You see, showing is about living your truth so clearly that she feels it without you having to announce it. If you tell her you've become more disciplined, she might nod politely. But if she sees you consistently going to the gym, eating healthier, keeping your word, she'll believe it without you saying a thing. Here's the powerful part. When you show rather than tell, she feels safe again. Because deep down, attraction for women isn't just about looks or charm, it's about trust. Can she trust you to follow through? Can she trust that you're stable, grounded, reliable? This is why I tell you, don't send her, look how much I've changed messages. Live it instead. Let it naturally leak into the moments she sees. Maybe it's a mutual friend mentioning your new promotion. Maybe it's her stumbling upon a post where you're volunteering at a cause you care about. These aren't staged, they're real parts of your new life. And here's something many men overlook. The way you handle yourself in small interactions speaks volumes. If she reaches out and you reply with calm, positive energy instead of bitterness or overexcitement, she'll feel that shift in you. If you agree to meet and you show up confident, composed, and genuinely happy, she'll notice the difference instantly. Actions are what make her think, wow, he really is different now, and I like it. So in this phase, don't waste your breath on convincing her. Let your growth speak. Let your actions drip into her world until she can't ignore them. Because when she believes in your change, that's when her walls start to crumble. Chapter 6, When She Returns. And then, it happens. One day, without you expecting it, you'll feel the shift. Maybe it's in the way she messages you more often, in the way she laughs a little longer on calls, or maybe it's her suggesting you meet just to catch up. The moment you've been waiting for is here, but now you have a choice. You can rush in, desperate to lock her down again, or you can handle this like the man you've become. If you followed every step until now, she's not coming back out of guilt or loneliness. She's coming back because she's drawn to you again, the real you, the stronger, better version. And you want to protect that new foundation? Here's how you do it. When she expresses interest in seeing you, don't make it a big emotional event. Keep it light, casual, but meaningful. Meet somewhere you can talk comfortably. And when you see her, don't bring up the breakup right away. Let the first moments be about enjoying each other's company, making her feel comfortable again. She'll be watching you, not just your words, but your body language, your tone, your energy. If she sees the same old patterns, her guard will go up. But if she sees a man who's calm, confident, and at peace with himself, that guard will start to fall. At some point, she may open up. She might talk about the breakup or about how she's been feeling. When that moment comes, listen more than you speak. Show her that you understand, that you're not here to relive the past but to build something new. The goal here is not to pick up where you left off. It's to start fresh, because the truth is you're not the same man she left. You're better. And this second chance isn't about proving you deserve her. It's about creating a relationship that's healthier, stronger, and more exciting than before. And here's the irony. When you truly let go of the fear of losing her again, when you approach this moment with the calmness of knowing your own worth, that's when she's most likely to stay. Because deep down, she's not just coming back for love. She's coming back for the man you've become. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.